He reminds me of so much artistic creation. This nigga taught himself how to play the guitar, and this mother just a player. He played that mother, and he played that mother. He believed it with his soul. You hear me? This nigga play the guitar. He leave the house dressed like a magician, and it's just him and that goddamn guitar and this mother. Hey, he don't give a what nobody say neither. You know what I'm saying?
Listen to this, folks. Things just turned real ugly for T.I. Word on the street is 50 Cent just released some crazy DL footage allegedly linked to his son, Messiah Harris. And now, hold up, the entire situation is spinning way out of control. The talk in the streets is Tip already snapped behind the scenes. And if that's even halfway true, this is way bigger than just rap beef now. But before we go any deeper, let's rewind for a second and break down how it all got this far. Because trust me, none of what you're seeing right now just popped up overnight. This whole mess didn't begin with leaked clips or drama around the Harris family. It actually kicked off with something simple, a Razoo's conversation. For years, people have been hyping up a showdown between T.I. and 50 Cent, two giants, Atlanta versus New York, a cultural clash waiting to explode. And according to Tip himself, you won't believe this, that wasn't just fan chatter. He said those talks had already gone down behind closed doors. But the second he took it public, everything flipped. Because instead of playing along, 50 Cent acted like he had zero clue what T.I. was even talking about. Now that might sound minor, but in rap culture, that's straight up disrespect.
Okay, so first, it was really about celebrating each other's catalog. Me and then talk back there, bro. This shit, I ain't just called it out the blue.
Yeah.
Me and then talk back there.
You talking about you were 50?
Yeah, man, we talk about this shit, man. This shit just come out of nowhere. Wow. We were moving around in LA, man, selling some TV shows while we were around each other, man, you know what I mean? I said, shit, what you think about this? He was like, shit, you wanna do that shit? I said, yeah. He was like, all right, cool, so shit. And I told him, I said, well, I'm gonna jump out there first, and then you just gonna jump out there and we'll line it up. Wow. And he said, all right. And when I jump out there, like he ain't know what the f going on. Then that's what it was about, you know what I'm saying? Now, it about, oh, you playing? Okay, you gonna play. All right, cool. But how about all of it? All of it. I don't even want you, man. Cause now I question your character. Any gonna get kick that kind of shit in, you know, man. Just say you don't want to do it. All the other extra lame, man. Goofy.
So y'all talked about it, you saying? You went out
Yeah,
there.
years ago. Years ago we spoke about
I
it.
think it'd be a great battle, though. I think.
Man, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen, man. I don't wanna stand on stage with him. I have no interest in standing on stage with that. I don't respect him.
And if you know 50 Cent, then you already understand. He doesn't react like everyone else. He's not the type to go back and forth. He sits back, watches, and calculates. Then boom, he strikes exactly where it cuts the deepest. At first, it looked like typical trolling. Old footage suddenly started making rounds again. That long-running snitch narrative tied to T.I. got pulled right back into the spotlight. Then, hold up, the past SA allegations connected to Tip resurfaced too. He didn't stop there with 50 Cent, even hinting at a documentary in the process. He posted, "Remember when I went quiet before the Diddy do? I wasn't playing. Hope this doesn't ruin your promo run. They're about to bring up those 20 SA cases. Might be time to call a crisis PR team." And listen, when 50 Cent starts talking documentaries, people pay attention. Remember when he first teased that Diddy docuseries? People brushed it off, thought it was just jokes, until Sean Combs' The Reckoning actually dropped last December. One person even said this whole situation turned him into Steven Spielberg overnight. Another didn't hold back either, saying Tip seriously miscalculated stepping to 50 Cent. They said he would have been better off going at Nelly or Ja Rule. Even Rick Ross would have been a safer play. Because let's be real, album sales don't matter if your whole legacy is on the line. But then, things took another turn. 50 Cent began dropping wild posts about Tiny Harris, Tip's wife, mocking her, crossing lines, making it personal. Now, most people expected T.I. to respond himself, but that's not how it played out. Instead, his son, King Harris, stepped in. And listen, he pushed it way too far. Social media outbursts, reckless talk, even dragging 50 Cent's late mother into it. But here's where it gets crazy. Nobody saw this next move coming. While all eyes were on King, 50 Cent was already shifting his focus somewhere else. Because if you really know him, he never goes where it's loud, he moves where it's silent. And that's when Messiah Harris suddenly enters the conversation. For years, fans picked up on something odd about Tip's family dynamic, especially on T.I. and Tiny the Family Hustle. You had the younger kids, Zonique Pullins, King, Major, and Eris, always visible, always part of the spotlight. But then there were the older sons, Damani Harris and Messiah Harris, and over time, they just disappeared from the scene. At first, nobody really questioned it. Damani later spoke on it, saying he didn't want to live in the shadow of being just Tip's son or a reality TV name. He wanted to carve his own identity, his own lane in music. He even walked away from more than $80,000 just to stay true to that. And honestly, that part made sense.
At one point in my life, that was I said this before, but it was before I knew who I was and what I wanted to do exactly. I was running from that. I was running from that last name. I was running from the legacy. I was running from him a lot. Because I didn't know who I was yet, and until I figured it out, I wanted to do it on my own. And I felt like the more stuff I do on my own, the faster I'll find out who I am.
Right.
So, yeah, I was running from that for a long time. Now I just realized that I just create, I'm an artist, I'm gonna be creative.
But hold up, when it comes to Messiah Harris, that situation was never clearly explained. He didn't sit down for interviews or come out publicly to clear anything up. He just quietly stepped away from the spotlight. And you already know, when there's silence like that, the internet starts writing its own story. Rumors began spreading online, claiming Messiah was living a much more low-key life, with whispers suggesting a DL situation behind the scenes.
And Tiny might do a lot of questionable things. However, did they keep their child off of TV because he was gay?
Nothing's been confirmed, but listen, that never stopped the whispers. And now with 50 Cent in the mix, those rumors just got amplified. Because according to what's floating online, he didn't just stick to trolling T.I. He allegedly started hinting at deeper family layers, posting, deleting, and leaving breadcrumbs that had people digging into Messiah Harris's past, never saying it outright, but dropping just enough for the internet to run wild. And if you understand how online culture moves, you already know, once people start connecting dots, they don't hit pause. One user even said, "From the moment they hit TV, I already clocked him as DL. My radar don't miss. He's gay. Let him speak when he's ready. Leave him alone." And yeah, I'm talking about Messiah. Another added, "I picked up on it when he was young, but he's a solid, kind-hearted dude regardless." But here's the real question. Why Messiah? Why would 50 Cent even go there? And honestly, the answer might be simpler than people expect, because out of everyone around T.I., Messiah is the least seen, the least protected, and the easiest to target. Think about it for a second. King Harris is vocal, present, and always in the mix. Damani Harris built his own lane and stepped away on his own terms. But Messiah, he stays quiet. And in situations like this, silence can be risky because you can't shape a narrative you're not controlling. So now it's not even about who wins a rap battle anymore. It's about reputation, image, and everything T.I. has built over the years. And if even a fraction of what's being said holds weight, it explains why Tip might be reacting the way he is behind closed doors, allegedly. Because this isn't something you just fire back at with a diss track. This hits deeper. And now people are asking something else. If Messiah has been living low-key this whole time, was that his choice, or was it to avoid exactly this kind of spotlight? Because when you really look back, hold up, the signs were always there. He wasn't pushed like the others. He didn't get the same level of promotion. He wasn't front and center in the family brand like King or the younger kids. And now with everything unfolding, people are starting to question if that distance was intentional, not about who he is, but how it could impact Tip's public image. So now the spotlight shifts to you. Did 50 Cent cross a line dragging Tip's family into this? Or is this just how far rap beef goes in today's social media era? And when it comes to Messiah Harris, are people overanalyzing his silence? Or is there something deeper that's only now starting to surface?